The story resumes with Quinn's miraculous rescue from the depths of the ocean by an unknown individual. In the meantime, Andy and her team of fellow immortals, with the support of James Copley, are undertaking a new mission. They are tasked with locating an individual attempting to acquire dangerous weapons. While Joe and Nikki create a diversion, Andy, Niall, and Copley infiltrate the target's residence. Following a violent confrontation, they successfully neutralize the threat posed by the arms dealer, Conrad. Later, as the team unwinds, Copley receives a phone call and learns that Conrad was not the principal buyer, but merely a go-between. The true buyer is a woman whose image was captured on CCTV, but her identity remains unknown. Niall reveals that she has seen this woman in her recent dreams, where the woman was harming a young man. The next day, in Paris, Quinn abducts Booker. The team, also in France for a brief respite, is about to depart for their safe house in Italy. Andy and Copley leave for Seoul to meet a contact, while the rest of the team plans to sightsee. Joe's desire to be alone raises Niall and Nikki's suspicions, prompting them to follow him. Booker confirms to Quinn that he is no longer part of the team. Quinn then asks if Andy ever mentioned her. Booker's honest response is that Andy never stopped. Quinn admits she thought Andy had been trapped in a similar predicament for 500 years. Booker, with a gentle tone, tells her that Andy was also trapped, but in a different way. Niall and Nikki discover Joe's secret communication with Booker. Joe defends his actions by stating that Booker was alone and abandoned by the team. Just then, Niall reports that Booker's apartment is empty and there are traces of blood on the floor. In Seoul, Andy and Copley meet Tua, an ancient immortal. Tua says he has seen Niall in his dreams. Tua invites them to see his library, which holds extensive records of immortals. Andy notices some missing books, and Tua explains that another immortal, Discord, stole them. He believes Discord is the very first immortal and was present during Andy and Quinn's capture centuries ago. Tua reveals that after helping Andy escape, he went into hiding to focus on research, while Discord spent 5 centuries accumulating wealth. Andy then shares a stunning revelation with Tua. She has lost her immortality. She asks him to join her team to uncover Discord's intentions. Tua agrees. Back at the safe house, Andy introduces Tua to the team. They express their hurt over not being told about him, but Tua takes the blame, explaining that he made Andy promise to keep his identity a secret. Niall then tells Andy about Booker's disappearance and Joe's secret contact with him. They suspect Discord's involvement when Joe gets a call from Booker, asking to be picked up. After Joe and Nikki return with Booker, Booker reveals that Quinn has returned. He gives Andy a letter from Quinn, who wants to meet and demands to be freed from a broken promise. Andy decides to meet Quinn, but Niall insists on accompanying her. As they travel, Andy admits her fear that Quinn might not recognize her. The next day, they arrive in Rome, and Andy goes to meet Quinn, with Niall following at a distance. Andy sees her teammates strategically positioned to provide backup. After 500 years, Andy finally sees Quinn. Andy apologizes for failing her, but Quinn describes the torment of waking up in the ocean, hoping for a rescue that never came. Andy asks Quinn to return and join the team, but Quinn, angered, refuses to fight for the mortals who condemned her. Andy insists she cannot abandon her team, and Quinn walks away. Andy follows. Meanwhile, Niall spots and pursues Discord. When Andy catches up to Quinn in an alley, Quinn attacks her. During their brutal fight, Quinn suggests that Andy is not the woman she once loved. Niall then warns them that Discord is here, and as Niall pursues Discord, Andy tells her to stop. Quinn's comment, "Is that Niall?" Niall follows Discord to a church. Discord questions Niall's loyalty to Andy, claiming that Andy's interference in mortal affairs is making immortals a target. Niall is the very last immortal and possesses immense power. Discord claims they are destined to end immortal interference. Niall rejects this, and Discord shows her an identical birthmark on her hand, implying a connection. Back at the safe house, Niall tells the team about Discord's claims. Everyone is confused. Later, Booker asks Tua what he's working on. and Tua asks if Niall ever hurt Andy. Booker admits Niall stabbed her when they first met. Tua now believes that a wound from the last immortal can take away another immortal's power, and that Discord plans to use Niall for this purpose. He also reveals that an immortal can transfer their power to someone else before it is lost forever. Booker goes to Andy's room and tells her he plans to leave after the situation is resolved. He admits he deserved his exile, but was devastated by the thought of never seeing them again. He tells her that he has a new appreciation for life and urges her to give Quinn time. Elsewhere, Discord meets with Quinn. Quinn confesses she wants both immortals and the world to suffer, and Discord agrees to help. They go to a nuclear facility in Indonesia, where Quinn, with the help of Discord's men, eliminates the guards. The next day, Booker challenges Niall to a sword fight. Tua warns Booker that he's not ready, but Booker ignores him. Tua joins them. As Niall moves to attack Tua, Booker steps in front and is wounded. Booker goes to Andy's room to clean his wound and silently hopes to transfer his immortality to her. That night, Copley tells the team that Discord and Quinn have a bomb planted at a nuclear facility. He also reveals that shaped charges have been placed to trap them. The team decides they must stop the bomb, despite the trap. Joe expresses his fear of dying for the first time. The team arrives at the facility, and Copley guides them from a surveillance van. They split up. Niall successfully deactivates a shaped charge. They engage in a fight with Discord's men. Andy is hit by a shaped charge, and another explosion traps Niall. Tua realizes this is part of Discord's plan to separate them. Copley is ambushed outside. Inside, Tua, Joe, and Nikki are knocked out by nitrogen gas. Andy tries to contact her teammates but gets no response. She is attacked, but Booker comes to her aid. They find a security camera, realizing Discord has been watching them. Booker notices that Andy is healing again. As doors open and close on their own, Andy suspects Discord is trying to separate them. He leaves the room to fight the enemies and is killed. Niall regains consciousness and finds Quinn. They fight. Niall wounds Quinn, who is shocked that she is not healing. Discord arrives and injures Niall. Andy continues through the facility and finds Quinn with the bomb. Quinn chooses not to detonate it. Andy hears a helicopter and leaps onto it, engaging in a final battle with Discord. Andy realizes that Discord is also no longer healing. Discord reveals her true plan, to use Niall to take everyone's powers and transfer them to herself. Discord overpowers Andy and escapes. A few days later, back at the safe house, Andy is seen studying relentlessly, searching for answers. She tends to Quinn, who has now lost her immortality. Quinn agrees to join Andy's mission to save the team, admitting she didn't know Discord's true intentions. Andy chooses to believe her.